It's game number 7 of 10 in the Big Easy Classic, and it's a really good matchup. I'm Jude Young, happy to be with you from the Ilario Center on the West Bank in the greater New Orleans area. We're two teams that won yesterday in this event. Matchup today, and teams with championship aspirations in their leagues. It's Cleveland State out of the Horizon League and Lamar out of the Southland Conference. Both dominant in their wins yesterday. Cleveland State now 4-2 on the year with a 60-42 win over Louisiana Lafayette, a game in which the Vikings never trailed. And for Lamar, well, they trailed early, down 6 at the end of the first quarter with Colts shooting, and then after that the Cardinals able to turn it on for a 69-54 victory there, as Lamar now 2-2 on the year. And when you look at these two teams, the thing that stands out is the fact that they're picked to win their leagues in the Horizon and Southland respectively. And last year Lamar won the regular season in the Southland. Cleveland State, seems like every year they're battling with Green Bay at the top of the Horizon League for the title, and the Vikings picked to win the league with Green Bay right behind them this year. So this is a type of matchup that gets you ready for conference play for the postseason, in particular being on a neutral floor and going back-to-back. So important for both of these highly successful head coaches. Chris Killsmeyer in her 7th year at Cleveland State, and what he has done, I should say, is consistently had this team winning at a high level and ready to win in the postseason. And Aqua Franklin's the head coach of Lamar in her 5th season, and what she's been able to do at Lamar is start over after a winning conference title level program had fallen off, and changes happen, and you know how that goes with the transients of the coaching in the NCAA, and she just stepped right in and built a powerhouse. And what's really intriguing about these two teams is between the pair, 5 of the all-conference first-team players in these two leagues. There's 10 spots in these two conferences. 5 of them are on these two teams, including Michaela Purdue for Cleveland State, who's averaging over 22 points a game here in the early season, and the dynamic duo for Lamar, as they were the reason why Lamar won the league last year. They're back and confident in guard Sabria Dean, and in the post, Acacia Davis, one of the most efficient post scorers you're going to see in women's college basketball. So it should be interesting to see how these teams match up. They're very well coached. They know exactly how they want to play. Lamar is a gritty team defensively, especially backed by Davis in the lane. And what we've seen from Cleveland State is they are certainly efficient moving the basketball and getting good looks and scoring it. So slight contrast of styles, but both programs that we could be seeing in the NCAA tournament when it's all said and done. The starters for the two, those other top players that are experienced on the roster for both of these teams, returnees. And you've got Destiny Leo, who's the all-time leading three-point shooter in Vikings history. Number 2, she's another player to watch. We mentioned Purdue number 0. And it's Sabria Dean number 3, and number 41, Acacia Davis, you want to keep your eye on. NJ Weems in the center circle and loses the opening tack to Jordana Reisma. And we're underway with the Vikings wearing green, the first possession of this contest. And happy holidays to everybody out there joining us for this game in the Big Easy Classic, as we have a foul at the top of the key on Lamar. First whistle of the game comes 14 seconds in. And it's J.C. Denley, who had a career-high 19 points, the sophomore guard, and a Beaumont product yesterday. Played 38 minutes and did a great job in all facets of the game. As after the inbound, the Vikings with a good dump off down low, and Reisman not able to make it, but tapped out for an open 3, and Leo, who's a sharpshooter we mentioned, not able to cash in either. First possession the other way for the Cardinals, as Denley will lay it off to Cameron Wilson, a freshman in the starting 5 for Lamar, and they've got some veterans on the bench too, so that says a lot about her. Here's Dean, the all-conference performer, lays it off to Weems, and there's that deep post position, and usually when that happens, Acacia Davis makes you pay. 2-zip to Lamar. She's shooting over 70% this season from the floor, well over 60 last year. So when she gets it down low in deep position, she's going to put it in. Both teams matching up here, early man-to-man. Handoff to Sarah Guerrero, nothing doing as a reset with 8 on the shot clock, and Purdue asking for a clear out. She'll launch a straightaway 3, that's a little short, and Lamar able to secure the long rebound. Wilson finding Dean, who can score it off the bounce and finish in traffic really well. Top of the key for Wilson, and you see Davis not working for position at the moment, but Weems wide open at the free throw line, turns around a little strong. One and done Lamar this time on the Leo rebound. Michaela Purdue, right of the lane, banks it home. A score just taking advantage of transition and not rushing down the floor, picking and choosing her spot. And the top scorers for these two teams with the 2 buckets so far. Good pass to the wing, but the 3 a little strong by Wilson. Off the glass, the loose ball secured by the Cardinals. Another chance to attack at it for Lamar. Dean, left wing to Denley. With 6 to shoot, she pulls up her bounce. Now Davis at the high post will go to work, dribble down low, throw it up, and before the shot and the shot clock violation, a turnover nonetheless with the travel. So you can see the challenge for the Vikings, trying to cut off dribble penetration and clearly keep Davis from having position in the post down deep. Guerrero will drive and not able to convert. After the Davis rebound, the other way is Denley. Up ahead to Weems, and one as she finished through contact. The running game working well there for the Cardinals. And Weems got hit on the arm, but the 6'1" forward out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, able to put it home. One of a couple players on the roster from Minneapolis, Weems, the graduate senior, along with Justice Ross, who's not dressed out for this one, a former University of New Orleans player who started at the University of Minnesota. Weems able to convert the foul shot. So 5-2 here in favor of Lamar. And be sure, once we're watching tournament time in March, these two teams are equipped to make deep runs in their leagues. And you have a scorer like Purdue in particular, the Vikings, with plenty of help as well. Guerrero. Now Purdue, the bailout option with the clock running down. Floater somehow hangs 3 times and not dropping, but a foul on the putback try on the backside. And you get those type of rebounds that Reisma benefited from there simply because of the extra attention Purdue can draw there. She didn't make the shot, but because she drew 3 defenders, nobody to box out Reisma on the other side. 2 foul shots coming the way of the 6'3" junior. And the first one up and in. And Reisma with good length down low will have her hands full when she's matched up with Davis. A fun one-on-one at times to watch today, I'm sure. She was pure from the free throw line. Reisma with 10 points yesterday in Cleveland State's victory. Lamar started cold in their win yesterday. A little more comfortable in this gym today. Off the screen, the jumper. Talk about comfortable. Cameron Wilson able to drain it from about 18. And Lamar now 3 of 5 early from the field. Again, to lead by 3. A chance to tie it is off target and allowed to go out of bounds. The miss by Purdue. And our head coach, Chris Kilsmeyer, maybe telling her not to rush that one a little bit. The catch for Weems and the quick pass down low, and a tough one to handle. Davis able to dribble it out of there. She'll try to find Denley on the perimeter, but it's stolen by Purdue. Purdue on the attack the other way. The elbow jumper is nothing but net. And we have a stoppage of play after that. Count the basket, I do believe. And we have a loose ball foul after the shot was released. And that will go against Macy Fagan, the 5'11" sophomore. So the second team foul here on the Vikings, who trail the Cardinals now by just 1. Purdue early on taking 5 of the Vikings' 8 shots from the field. You don't score if you don't shoot in volume. Jumper on the baseline and overshooting everything that time, Wilson. Guerrero. To the foul line, the catch for Carly Howard, and down low the layup is good. That's the high-low work to perfection as Reisma gets the easy bucket, and Cleveland State now enjoying a lead at 8-7. Both of these teams trying to figure out the other defensively. The 2-3 zone here from the Vikings, trying to match up in it. Dean hasn't looked for her shot yet. Now getting stripped and having to fight on the floor for it is Denley. And the held ball means the arrow is consulted, and it belongs to the Lamar Cardinals, who will talk about things during this timeout with 4:57 to go in the opening quarter. A good one as expected so far in a 1-point game at the Hilario Center. Cleveland State with the 1-point advantage so far. Just 3 of 9 from the field of the Vikings. The Cardinals are 3 of 6. Cold day for down these parts. I'm sure the Cleveland State fans would laugh at us, what we would consider to be cold, but chilly locally from yesterday to today here for this holiday classic. Nice and toasty inside the Hilario Center. The skip pass to the corner, and Dean's first shot is off target. Chance to go the other way with it, Guerrero. Slowed up in transition. And guarded closely by Wilson. Now on the handoff, Destiny Leo. Chance to look for the high-low, not there for Howard, who gets it back in the corner with 10 to shoot. The handoff from Reisman. Leo with 4 to release, trying to create space, shoots over Davis and misses off target. She went down after the fact. I don't think she was touched, but who are they saying it's out of bounds off of? After the missed shot, official on the baseline saying it was touch, but Lamar let it go, and they get it right in the end. Aqua Franklin, who's always an animated head coach, passionate on the sidelines. Both of these coaches coming from big-time schools. Kilsmeyer at Iowa State and Franklin at Texas A&M, as far as where they graduated from anyway, and clearly built nice coaching careers at a couple schools that consider themselves mid-majors. Lamar on the rise, and I think Cleveland State considers themselves risen at this point, an annual contender. Into the corner to Dean. Dean will try to dribble through traffic, nothing doing. Trying to find creases in this zone, and that time quick hands lead to the steal. Guerrero nearly lost it in traffic, got it back, sets up the dump down in the lay-in. Kept her poised at Sarah Guerrero, and an easy bucket from Macy Fagan. Biggest lead so far for the Vikings at 10-7. In a zone like this focused on Davis, how many touches will she get? She's at The elbow now wanting it, has to step out. That creates seams, though, and Denley cut off, able to bank it in. The bank closed on Saturday, but not inside the Alario Center. And she forced it up and in. But once again, the Vikings forcing tough shots in the half court. Fagan to Guerrero, top of the arc. She'll look to penetrate, stop on the low block, put it up and in. Good body control. And the use of the window there for the 5'10" graduate transfer. Was that South Florida, the native of Portugal? And Cleveland State getting some good looks here lately. Denley with the patience on the dribble, but misses the 13-footer. And also important, the battle on the offensive glass being handled well and preventing Cardinals' second chance opportunities of the Vikings. Howard into the corner. Leo hasn't gotten clean looks yet on the handoff. She'll have to do it on the bounce. Doubled on the baseline. Now can you find the open player? Not only the Vikings were unable to do that, but they lost the ball on the floor, and our second tie ball of the quarter means we go to the Vikings on the arrow. As both teams will go with a couple substitutions here. First time we'll see Maya Moore, 6'2" junior for the Vikings. And Talia Minor, a local product out of John F. Kennedy High School, a New Orleanian, the 5'11" senior, on for the first time for Lamar, along with KJ Walker, a 5'8" junior guard. With 5 seconds to shoot, that ball goes into the backcourt. Freshly into the game, Purdue asked to figure out something. She launches an air ball. That's all she could do. Made it harder, even though she got a bit of headway there, having to chase it down in the backcourt. Tenacious defense in the half court that time by the Cardinals. But the Vikings lead by 3. Denley to Minor. Dean now top of the key. Once again, Denley. First touch of it for Walker. The middle of the lane, nicely done to Minor to set out the pass out to Walker, who misses the open 3. Minor able to keep it alive momentarily, but here comes Cleveland State. Once again, Purdue, she finds a trailer. The 3 ball is off back rim by Guerrero. Now, the Cardinals will try to get back before the zone sets up, and a lot of contact there on the drive and the miss. No whistle against Denley. 90 seconds to go in this first quarter, getting a little high tempo, and the open 3 won't go for Purdue. Offensive rebound Vikings, and then it looks like a reach-in foul on Acacia Davis. As Collie Howard able to rip it away from him. So Cleveland State will have it underneath as Davis leaves after her first foul. Purdue between the rings, the all-conference performer. Vikings will work it around the arc. Howard at the foul line will go to work on the bounce, and the foul is called as she tried to force one up down low. Surprised look on the face of Minor, but called for the foul. And I'll tell you what happens oftentimes with defenders. They don't realize they're leaning in. They think they're going straight up, and that little bit of lean in, the benefit of the doubt will go to the shooter. Free throw up and in. One more coming for Howard. Who's able to convert both. Latter stages of this quarter being controlled by Cleveland State, as they're able to go a little deeper into their bench. Philippa Gula on for the first time. And working at the top of that zone. 1 minute to go in the period. That was a forced pass in traffic and a turnover. 2-on-1 break the other way. The no-look pass setting up Gula for the lay-in. Purdue sharing is caring in transition. And things going Cleveland State's way here late in the opening quarter. Dean will try to create her offense off the dribble, get rejected, but it drops right back in her lap. She goes opposite side of the rim, no. Offensive rebound won't go. Still fighting for it down low, the Cardinals, and it's out of bounds. As the first bite of the apple wouldn't go in for Talia Hill, the 6-foot senior. With 19 on the shot clock and 27.5 to go in the period. Another chance at it for Lamar, who could use a bucket. Dean dribbles out of there after the inbound. The open three again won't go. The outside shooting not there for Lamar. The miss by Denley. And the Vikings can hold for the final shot of the quarter potentially here, as Lamar trying to extend their defense. But it shouldn't be a problem for Purdue and company. The handoff to Leo, launches with 5 and hits her first 3. Took it from way downtown, and what a finish to the opening quarter for Cleveland State. They extend their lead to 10 on the first made 3 of this game. Advantage Vikings through one period of play, and a great matchup in this Big Easy Classic as we take the time out from the Hilario Center. So a big push at the end of the first quarter for Cleveland State to enjoy a 10-point lead as we start the second. Our first game of the day here in this Big Easy Classic and what is called the Bayou Tournament division. Minnesota goes 2-0 in the event as they handle Louisiana Lafayette by 20. Cleveland State won against those Cajuns by 18 yesterday, and they've carried it right over into this one. J.C. Denley around the screen to the wing to Dean. The all-conference guard for Lamar. Back to Denley, who launches a 3, and the outside shot's not falling here early for the Cardinals, but they get the offensive rebound and then immediately throw it away. Off to the races, Purdue, the easiest bucket she'll get. And the lead is a dozen for the Vikings, as Purdue now with 6 points in the half. You can tell Lamar's going to have to knock down some jumpers here to create other opportunities against this Vikings zone defense. Denley gets a screen, contested jumper, threw it up there, and gets herself to the line. Maybe a little over anxious there, Maya Moore, on the switch and contest. Her first foul, the first, of course, of this period. Lamar just shooting 25% from the floor so far. Denley off of her career-high 19 yesterday, hits her first of 2. Started 26 games last year as a freshman, played in 31, has the second free throw rattle out. Howard at the top of the arc. Gula holding, looking. Here comes Purdue, finds a lane to the bucket, forget about it. Won it on the first step and scooped it home. And you can see why she's such a good scorer. When opportunities come, she pounces. 4 of 9 shooting so far. The outside shot not falling, but she's getting into the lane. Lamar down a baker's dozen. Again, they need to figure it out on the perimeter because you're not getting that ball down low. That deep early touch for Acacia Davis. Since then, nothing doing cleanly in and around the paint. As the ball knocked out of bounds with 12 to shoot. Davis getting an extended rest here. Ball will have to be chased down near the timeline and almost stepping over, but keeping control of it is Wilson. With 8 to shoot, she'll hand it off. Denley around a screen, dealing with extra defenders. A finger roll won't go. Another tough shot for Lamar trying to get inside. Now up ahead running the floor, but the layup won't go for Guerrero. And then we have a loose ball foul called, and it will go against Cleveland State. As Guerrero trying to go for the loose ball after the missed shot. She thought she was bumped, but play on. As Weems returns along with, first time we're seeing Armani Taylor, a 5'6" junior on the floor for Lamar. They'll try to find the right combination on the perimeter here. Trailing by 13. Lamar hasn't made a field goal from the floor in quite a while. Only score of the period coming at the free throw line. Now down low, and finally a good touch, but Davis blocked. Loose ball picked up, and the soft roll and finish will go in for Weems. So finally a good opportunity in the post for Lamar, and they get the offensive rebound and put back off of it. Now pressuring. Purdue going to work against Dean. Finding the cutter, the layup won't go. Great look, but Howard not able to complete it. Cardinals the other way, trying to get back within single figures here. But the zone set up in transition this time. Dean, the Davis screen. The free throw line jumper rims out, but she'll go to the line. Once again, Moore with the aggressive closeout called for a foul. Looks like she'll check out of the ball game. Jordana Reisma returns, and also back out there is Destiny Leah. And that's a coaching moment going on the sideline. It's Chris Kilsmeyer. You want to close out on jump shots, but you don't want to put people at the line when you do it. So Dean, we mentioned her as an all-conference performer. She's been really good for Lamar in the clutch. A Cardinal team that went 17-1 in regular season conference play last year. But you know how cruel conference tournament play can be. And they didn't get to go to the big dance. So the free throw's up and in, and Lamar has it down to 9, and a chance to set up some full court pressure out of the dead ball. Vikings able to handle it. Got to watch out for the trap. And finally Purdue, a chance to go after another defender, and she wins that battle but misses the layup. On the floor, Davis trying to keep it away from Howard, and what's the call? It's a held ball, and this time it'll go to the Vikings. Davis running the other way. The initial signal, and our look at the arrow saying it belongs to Cleveland State. And it does, as Howard will check out. And Fagan returns for the Vikings. Purdue pulls up her dribble with nowhere to go, but able to lay it off to Leo. And Destiny Leo came in with 238 in this tournament, 238 made threes. And on the drive, Lamar bench didn't like that. On the strip, the reach-in foul called as Guerrero was trying to get around the defender. And called in the act of shooting as the foul whistled on Cameron Wilson. Where we're talking about Leo, 5th all-time in scoring in school history, and just one of those 3 all-conference players in the preseason. As Guerrero able to put the free throw up and in. She's no slouch herself. Started every game this year, came in averaging 13.8 per contest. And nearly 54% shooting. And good at the line, too. How about 85% on the season? The lead back at 11 for the Vikings. High post catch for Weems, one dribble and into the corner. Dean finding an open teammate at the free throw line, but it won't go by Weems. On the floor, bodies flying again. Lamar has it for the moment, but the tie-up call is coming. And the Cardinals will keep it this time. Trying to unlock the mystery of this Cleveland State half-court defense, and Lamar struggling so far. Shooting just 25%. But an open three like that can change things in a hurry. Rattling it in is Armani Taylor. Finally able to hit an outside shot. First three of the game for Lamar. We'll see if that pays dividends for the Cardinals. Pass out by Leo. Once again, here's Purdue drawing extra attention. Drives baseline and airballs that floater. The presence of Davis helped there for Lamar. Numbers not there on the break, but Dean will try to attack anyway. Cut off on the baseline. Now Taylor up top. The screen from Weems. The ball on the floor finds a teammate and leads to a layup. Sometimes you got to be lucky rather than good. And the bucket's good for Cameron Wilson. And Lamar battling back now within 6. Once again, Lamar had a bad first quarter yesterday and then got better and better as the game went along. Trying to do that again is Leo for 3, and she thought she was fouled. They get the loose ball anyway in the putback. She might have been hit there, but it winds up being an easy 2. Right place, right time down low. And sometimes better lucky than good, right? Weems in the lane, spins to her left and gets the layup to go down. And Jay Weems with a pretty move in space. Which a catch in the middle of the lane with that much room to work with has been rare for Lamar here in the first half. After Reisma's bucket on one end, should say Reisma, an easy bucket in the lane for Lamar. Purdue probing against Wilson. We'll have to pass it out. Comes to get it again, watching the clock run down. Wants a screen, doesn't use it now. And a bailout whistle with 2 on the shot clock. And you could hear the gas from the Lamar bench on this side. A break for the Vikings as Wilson called for the foul. As we reach a timeout with 4:29 to go in this opening half. Cleveland State's controlled most of it, leads by 6 now at the Big Easy Classic. A lead that was 13 for Cleveland State. Down to just 6 as Lamar shooting it much better in this second quarter. 4 of 8 from the floor. After the timeout, the Vikings will go to work with it. Once again, Michaela Purdue. Reisma fighting for position down low. It goes cross court. Leo, open three. Guerrero can't get it to go down. Chased down by Lamar, and here they come. Taylor up the floor to Sabria Dean, gets it back. Once again, we'll watch what's going on in the paint. Weems has found spots in the zone. She gets a catch here. Step back jumper, partially blocked. Good defense there. A little length of Reisma. Vikings the other way on the run. The layup will hang and drop as Macy Fagan gets the easy bucket, rewarded for her efforts the other way. On the baseline, Davis trying to muscle her way to the hole, and a little too much muscle as she's called for the offensive foul. Call for that shoulder going into the chest of the defender. Once again, a little barking coming from the Cardinals bench. But Davis now will sit with what's her second foul with 3:35 to go before halftime. That whole rip and go move, sometimes on the rip, if you make contact like that, you'll get called for the player control foul. The beauty and fouls are in the eye of the beholder, and the Beholders are that third team on the floor. You got to try to figure out a way to keep them happy and play the game as hard as you can. Guerrero playing hard and keeping her balance and able to get the layup up and in. Had Denley on her hip and able to get off a clean shot in the end. 6 points now for Guerrero. Once again, a 10-point lead for the Vikings inside 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Dean, who's been so quiet so far. Now Denley probing baseline, and a block is called as she flies out of bounds, passing it off. And sometimes you'll get the next whistle to go your way after a few barks from your bench. One more foul before the bonus here for Lamar in the quarter. Fourth team foul on the Vikings. As Leo whistled for her first foul. You're not going to foul a lot playing zone defense like this. In the case of the Vikings, around the screen, the jumper. Again, a good look, wouldn't go for Denley. Near steal in the backcourt, but here comes Purdue. 3 white shirts in front of her. Trying to feed the post, and it wasn't there. Slapped away, intended for Reisma. Taylor the other way. Has Weems down low, but doesn't feed it to her. Now Dean around the screen. Jumper won't go. That's exactly what you want in a defense like that. Giving up mid-range jumpers. Of course, we know the low efficiency of that versus getting layups and open threes. High post catch and right to the hole. Guerrero just able to throw it up and in. Perfect English. Made that look easier than it was. She's got 8 and the lead's a dozen again for Cleveland State. Taylor will launch a bomb. Barely grazed the rim, but right place, right time. Layup good for Hill. On the backside as she was able to get good position down low. Trying to extend this defense a little bit are the Cardinals. Leo drawing extra attention. Purdue, nothing there on the over the top. Down to 6 to release. Pick and roll, though, is a beauty. Talk about execution. Reisma, the easy layup. This is a veteran basketball team that knows how to play in the half court. And they've repelled at least one now Lamar run. So the Cardinals try to finish the quarter strong, and they're called for an offensive foul. Looks like it was Hill called for a moving screen. As Weems will come out, and the local product Minor back out there for Lamar. Now Gula against this three-quarter court trap. Looks like a 1-2-2, and it is, but throws over the top of it. Easy as you like. No chance, though, to go for a 2-for-1. Somehow able to keep possession. That little bit of a dribble. Fagan avoided being called for traveling, falling down with it. Now down to 8. Space given for Guerrero to go to work on Dean if she can. With 3 to shoot, the elbow jumper draws a foul. As Dean caught slapping down on the shot, and she's got to be frustrated with the way this first half has gone for her and her Cardinal teammates. Guerrero's had a strong quarter. She's her team's leading scorer with 8. Can change that now and swishes another foul shot. She's done her damage in the second quarter. Now has a chance to give her team their biggest lead yet. Give her 10 and give Cleveland State a 37-23 advantage as Lamar will try to hold for the final shot here. Denley. Taylor, now Denley again. Down to 7 seconds. Feeding the post to Hill. Can't get the shot off and then has it stolen away. Desperation shot won't get anywhere near, but Cleveland State will be more than happy with pretty much a microcosm of how this first half has gone in the final couple possessions. They're getting shots, they're drawing fouls in the half court, and their zone continues to flummox the Lamar Cardinals. The result, a 14-point advantage for the Vikings through one half of play here in this second game of the day in the Big Easy Classic. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll come back for half number 2 from the Ilario Center with you in just a moment. enjoying the old school music here at the Ilario Center. We got a Saints Hall of Famer, by the way, responsible for that, New Orleans Saints folks out there. So we were joking about him at halftime. Our good friend Doug Morrow, who's doing public address. That's why he's the Saints Hall of Famer for this tournament. But unfortunately, we gave him control of the music. I don't know how that helps the warm-ups for the players. That's just another challenge for both Cleveland State and Lamar to handle here in the second half. But so far, the challenges have been answered by the Vikings, who enjoyed this 14-point lead after shooting 47% in the first half and holding Cleveland State holding Lamar to just 9 of 28 from the floor. The difference in this one, points in the paint, 24 of the 37 points scored in and around the rim for the Vikings, who have the ball to start the second half, and they've only turned it over 2 times, Cleveland State, and have a 12-zip advantage in points off of turnovers. So those are the key statistics in this one. And they've shared the basketball well with some balanced scoring, including Guerrero, who stays hot, as she now leads all scorers with 12 points in this one. Jordana Reisman and Michaela Purdue with 8 points apiece for the Vikings as well. Biggest lead yet for Cleveland State. A touch for Acacia Davis in the post. Usually does convert, and does there with the left hand. So that'll be something to watch here. Can Davis get involved for the Cardinals? Once again, no problem with the full court pressure, and that leads to an open Purdue 3. That's a little short, but able to come up with the rebound, fighting for it, the hustle by Macy Fagan. That leads to another open look for Purdue, and you don't give her 2 chances. Michaela Purdue now with 11. As she hits her first 3. The only thing she hasn't done well here so far until now. 42-25 Vikings. Now the pass to the opposite corner. Dean, the jumper won't go, and the outside shooting simply hasn't been there for Lamar. 2-on-2 break available. Fagan, though, decides to go one-on-one and clatters into the defender for the charge. Probably not the right decision there, and that's why it's hard to step in and take those type of one-on-one punishment plays as a defender, as Denley needing a little help to get up, rubbing her right elbow a little bit, but got the job done for her team. NJ Weems, leading scorer for Lamar so far with 7. She's the only one who seemed comfortable finding seams in that zone. Denley, now Dean. Davis, good position. She gets the rock. Goes up and in, and a chance for the and one. It's all over with Acacia Davis getting that deep a position on pretty much anybody. They don't stop her in the Southland Conference, and it's a tough guard whenever it's a one-on-one matchup for even a player like Jordana Reisma, who's pretty good. So Davis, who came in averaging over 14 points a game and 17 of 18 on the season from the free throw line. And you love to have somebody who's a post scorer who also converts at the line like that. But like a football score in this final college football Saturday, 40-28, and it stays that way as the layup won't go for Reisma. Denley the other way with 3 green shirts in front of her, goes through all 3 but misses the scoop. Kept alive by Davis twice, and she scores it. The linchpin for the Cardinals, starting to get it going in this third quarter. But still, Lamar down by a dozen. But finally a spark on the offensive end. Another pop of a 3, and that time a catch and shoot opportunity for Purdue. All in rhythm. Now she's hit 2 trays in a row and is the leading scorer in this game with 14 points. On her way to that average of 22.2 a game. The deflection, the steal. Fagan created the opportunity. The other way, Purdue draws the whistle. pretty much all of the transition opportunities in this game have been generated by the Vikings. Trying to change up the look once again here is Aqua Franklin, the Lamar head coach, bringing in 4 subs. Giving some love to her players coming to the bench, but again, just getting out executed in large portions of this game by Cleveland State. As the free throw up and in for Purdue. And what's deadly, the top 3 scorers for Cleveland State on the season, all 80% or better from the line, and that a rare miss for Purdue, came in at 86%. 46-30 though, Vikings lead it. On the dribble into the lane, Wilson throws it up a little too strong. As the step through was good, but a little bit too much English on the shot off the window. Guerrero able to recontrol it. Once again, Purdue to set things up for Cleveland State. Fagan had the over the top. Instead, it comes from the top of the key, and the result is a bucket and the foul. It was there the whole time, the seal by Reisman. And after the catch, it was all over with the whistle going on Talia Hill. And that you see the extending of a defense because some outside shots falling in this quarter. It's all about spacing and seams and getting matchups. And when you're hitting outside shots, that opens up the world offensively. Reisman now with 10, make it 11. And she is 17 of 21 from the line on the year. So Purdue, Reisman, and Guerrero. Deadly at the free throw line. Destiny Leo, 76.5%, their 4th leading scorer. So when they have the lead, they're hard to catch up against because they're going to hit free throws on them. They lead by 19 now. Armani Taylor trying to dribble through this zone. That's not going to work too often, but she finds a lane to the bucket anyway, and a great finish high off the glass. She proved me wrong, but she had to beat 3 defenders, including Moore at the back end, to do it. Guerrero able to throw it, maybe got away with a walk. And we have a foul. What is it? Is it a technical? Maybe. I think it is a technical on Aqua Franklin, who's not been happy at times with the officiating today. And finally made her voice heard a little bit too well. So we'll have Viking free throws here with 5:37 to go in the period. And the choices are plentiful for Cleveland State. Sarah Guerrero will do the honors. And for Cleveland State, although still too early in the game to say it, on their way to a 2nd straight dominating performance in this Big Easy Classic. It goes around and down on the 2nd as well. An 18-point win yesterday, a 19-point lead so far today. Grace Ellis, number 4 on the floor now for the Vikings. Flashing to the free throw line off the ball. Not able to get it to her, and under heavy duress there is Gula. And the loose ball is out of bounds, a turnover created by Lamar. Haven't been many of those, just the 4th of the game for the Vikings. Lamar essentially going with their 2nd team here for this portion of the 3rd. And on the baseline, stepping out of bounds, Talia Minor. on the flip side. That's the 10th turnover for Lamar. Three defenders with the trap, but able to pass out of it. Ellis now loses the basketball. Two straight turnovers forced by the Cardinals. Taylor the other way, finding Wilson for the layup. And that can get you going in a hurry, and you can change the ball game. Guerrero gets it across with a second to spare. Now numbers for Cleveland State. Down low, Moore, the pump, and then the foul on the shot. Ideally, you'd like to trap with just two there. Once three defenders were around the ball, once Cleveland State got it across, an attacking opportunity they took advantage of once again as we take a break with 4:34 to go in this third period. And Cleveland State in command, 51-34 at the Big Easy Classic. One of these teams is going to leave the Big Easy Classic at 2-0 and feeling good about themselves. And right now it looks like the Cleveland State Vikings, who lead by 17 and look for more at the free throw line. More from Maya Moore, who's 6 of 12 from the stripe on the season. And the left-hander misses the first of two. She's played in every game so far. Averages about 6.5 minutes per contest. And able to split the trip. No changes for Lamar during the timeout. A deflection near half court. Once again, the attack pushed out, but then you have a great cut and a finish. The one-hand pass was an absolute beauty from Taylor to set up the Wilson layup. And the second unit doing a better job of passing through the zone at times here, but up ahead against the pressure, a Moore layup. Pass through the press rather than dribble through it, and you get results like that. Can't trade baskets if you're Lamar. Taylor around the hill screen, steps through, floater graces the front of the rim. Another tough look as Leo is returned. Up ahead to Purdue, who's blocked from behind. Oh, and a late whistle will come and the foul call. Boy, it looked like a lot of ball. We've already had a technical on Aqua Franklin. She had to contain herself there. There's the foul called on Amani Taylor. It's always a bang-bang type of play there, but I don't know. Purdue hit the deck after the fact, back up on her feet and looking to add to her 15-point total in this game. Along with 4 assists in 20 minutes. Pretty good. and she's short. So she's missed a couple free throws in this game, which is a story. Such a good score. And able to get the roll in the second. So a good rest for Jordana Reisma as Moore leaves for the Vikings. The lead a very healthy 19. Taylor over to Denley. Into the zone and out. Once again, Denley will lob it to Hill. Faces up on the elbow, decides to shoot it, and that hesitation leading to a miss. The save on the baseline goes right to a Viking. Up ahead, Leo. Here's Guerrero, the skip pass over to Purdue. Quick ball movement leads to the open three from Leo. And the most prolific three-point shooter in Vikings history. The beneficiary of great around the arc passing there by the Vikings. Everything going their way now as the lead's 22. Hill facing up and didn't see the defender come behind her. You can't hold the ball that long in the zone. Somebody else is coming, and Guerrero gets the steal. Straight away, the pass goes to the corner. Guess who? Second straight three for Destiny Leo, and it's a rout at the Ilario Center. Timeout, Lamar. 61-36. And boy, oh boy, 7 of 9 shooting from the floor by the Vikings in this period as we pause for a moment at the Big Easy Classic. Four three-pointers made in the quarter for Cleveland State. And the lead just keeps growing as Lamar still searching for answers after the timeout. Taylor lets it roll to half court again after the high screen. First time we're seeing Baby Galloway for the Cardinals. And once again, the outside shooting is neither confident or going in for the Cardinals today. Purdue on the sideline, off the dribble this time. Make it an and one from 3. It is raining trays in this third quarter for the Vikings. She can catch it and shoot it. She can do it off the bounce. Michaela Purdue is smoking right now. Her third 3 of the quarter and 19 points in the game. A foul on Galloway, the free throw up, and the one thing she hasn't done today is make free throws. Now just 3 of 5. So you dock the grade a point and give her a 99 so far, right? The drive and the foul on the floor. As that time KJ Walker had a step. And the whistle going on Macy Fagan. It's been a 12-0 Viking run as they made their last 6 shots from the floor, and that just over the last 2:15. Gula replaces Fagan after a 3rd personal. And just takes her spot in this zone. It has certainly controlled the Cardinals throughout most of this game. Once again, Dean, who's 0 for 5 from the floor. Over to Taylor, who loses it. Another turnover forced by the Vikings. Once again, the beneficiary, Guerrero, and then she throws it away. And coaching every possession, you see Chris Kilsmeyer. And you heard the word situations, as in play smart situational basketball. The way they're executing in the half court, they don't have to force anything, and they have the big lead. A humongous lead. We didn't expect that between these two conference favorites, because we have a foul on the floor, and it will go against Reisma for the Vikings. And hand-to-hand combat in the lane with Acacia Davis. One away from the bonus for the Cardinals on Reisma's 2nd foul. Now an air ball on the 3, but it goes right to Davis. And again, she just doesn't miss deep down low. She has position within 5 feet of the basket. Acacia Davis converts. Now she's in double figures with 11. First Cardinal to do so. But going right at her are the Vikings. And the foul called on Davis. So Davis's 3rd foul will put Reisma at the line. Reisma 3 of 3 at the stripe today. And now with 11 points. So she's equaling the production of Acacia Davis. Which going into the game, you tell that to the Cleveland State side, they're going to be happy about it. And they're happy about what's going on the scoreboard right now. 2nd foul shot will go in. And Reisma will sit as Moore returns. Collie Howard also back out there. Chance to get a breather for Guerrero. And once again, Davis sits on the Cardinals bench as we have a minute to play in the quarter. Taylor to the free throw line. That leaves Dean open for 3, and it still won't drop 4. The other way with it and slowing it up is Gula. She was listening to her head coach, even though the previous conversation wasn't to her. Over the top, and Moore not able to make it. Taylor attacking down the middle, and that's got to be a charge, and it is. Gula just standing there waiting, knowing the train was coming, and took the player control foul. Now, to be fair to Taylor, the only other option was to pull up for a jumper there. Nobody open, but space to penetrate. I've said a lot of times, sort of the pull-up jumper is becoming a lost art because people don't want you shooting from the mid-range, so you don't practice it as much. 3s and layups. Shot clock and game clock almost in sync, so Cleveland State essentially can hold for 1 here, and they're trying to do so. They can always let Purdue go to work late in the clock, but she pulls up her dribble. We'll have to hand it to Leo, who traveled with it. So if anything, you're going to be critical about 5 turnovers for Cleveland State in the quarter, but when you're shooting 73% from the floor, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Last chance in the period goes to the Cardinals if Taylor can get off the shot. She throws up a one-hander, almost banked it in. That would have been a fun shot in horse, and she'd have taken it in real time, but it's not the day of the Cardinals so far as we go to the 4th. 65-38 Cleveland State, looking good in the Big Easy. 10 minutes to go here in game number 2 of the day in the Big Easy Classic, and Cleveland State well on their way to going 2-0 in this event. Lamar with the basketball to start the quarter. Cleveland State shooting 54% in the game, and they were 8 of 11 from the field in the third. Lamar, much better shooting quarter in the third, but they're still just 36% for the game. Down low, flashing to the post, and the layup for Galloway. Once again, Taylor's done a nice job finding teammates when she's been out there sort of running the Cardinal offense. So that's a plus to take from this as she comes up with her third assist. And the first bucket for Galloway, who's battling down low with Moore. Purdue still out there, a step-back jumper, and a tough one to take, and the rebound was Cleveland State's, but we have a foul down low away from the ball that will go against the Vikings and Howard. Reisma and Fagan looking to check in along with Guerrero, so not quite yet ready to empty the bench are the Vikings here, despite the big lead. And I say this a lot of times, we've had nothing but one-sided games in this Big Easy Classic. We're 7 for 7 in double-digit games unless Lamar pulls off a heck of a comeback. But every moment's a teaching moment, a coaching moment, especially this early in the season. We're still in November. Teams are thinking about getting better and beyond today. As Lamar tries to finish strong, Taylor to the wing. Not in position to shoot it, Walker, and then she puts it on the deck and turns it over. Fagan runs into a teammate and loses it. And Lamar comes up with the loose ball. The hustle from Walker on the floor. Up ahead to Dean, finally able to score from the floor. About a 10-footer. Missed her first 7. You won't see Sabria Dean have too many tough games like this. Now the over the top. It's been there often, but the help defense. The best Lamar player today, quite honestly, has been Armani Taylor. She created that turnover and what would have been another easy bucket, more than likely for Reisma down low. Michaela Purdue leading all scorers with 19. Sarah Guerrero with 14 and Jordana Reisma with 12 for the Vikings. All outscoring the top Cardinal as again a forced pass leads to a steal. Up ahead Purdue and one. Trying to force matters, passing into the zone with a sea of hands from those green jerseys, leading to running opportunities today quite often for the Vikings. And Purdue now with a chance for her 22nd point of the afternoon. As Talia Minor checks back in for MJ Weems. Purdue struggling at the line, though, 2 of 6. But you want that to happen on days when you're dominating like the Vikings are here, up 25. Denley between the legs. Nothing doing again. Green shirts waiting and seeing it. Aqua Franklin didn't like a whole lot of dribbling and not a lot of movement with and without the ball and calls a timeout. And we'll take the break as well. 7:54 to go. 67-42. It's all Cleveland State in the Hilario Center. Update on the music. You know the score. We played a song that was released after I was born for the first time during the game. Didn't think we'd get there. Inside the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter, who knew? Off the screen, the three, and simply not going from the outside for the Cardinals today, the miss by Walker. Where's that rainstorm of threes for the Vikings in the third quarter, guaranteed. And they were going to take home the W from this one. Purdue looking down low, feeding Reisma. The jump up won't go. The reverse layup on the follow leads to a foul, though. Just sort of lurking on the backside there was Leo. Davis back for the Cardinals along with Wilson. So Destiny Leo shooting a pair, able to put it up and in. Becoming the fourth Viking in double figures, and give her 11 as she converts her first couple free throws of the day. Lamar will regroup from this. Again, a veteran team with high hopes. I'm sure they'll be working on their zone offense moving forward. Sometimes you have to fall before you rise, and today will be a series of tough lessons for the ladies in white. After the foul call, a chance to work it in on the baseline, and a deflection reaching out there by Leo. And Lamar will try to trigger again with Dean on the opposite side of the hoop. And Davis was there late, but by then Dean had decided to pass it out. Dean back to Denley. Against a taller defender, able to create space, and the jumper won't go, though, outside the lane near side. Guerrero will bring it up herself. Now outlet up ahead. Fagan down low, and the foul called. Reisma just getting herself in good position there and sliding around the defender to draw the foul. So the local product minor called for the foul. And at 5'11", dealing with the 6'3" junior down low. Advantage Vikings. Free throw up and in. So the balance from this starting five doing the bulk of the scoring, at least 4 of them. Another split trip for Cleveland State. Davis, great position this time. She'll go to work, she'll score. She's nimble for her size and so skilled finishing in the lane. She's not getting enough touches, but she's 6 of 7 from the field for 13 points. Now defensively comes up with a block shot. Lamar secures the basketball. Denley had a great day scoring it yesterday. Just 1 of 9 shooting and 3 points today. There's Davis again, falling away, and a foul not called. Lamar able to come up with the loose ball. It's hard to knock Davis off balance away from the bucket. She'll get it right back, fake the pass out, create the space to go to work, and that time the turnaround too strong. (70-44) Cleveland State. They won by 18 yesterday. And they like playing opponents that wear red and white. Certainly have this weekend as the 3 ball is good by Purdue. All 4 of her trays in this game on 9 tries total have come in the second half, and she's got 24. Every bit the star scorer she was billed to be. Davis on the low block, fumbles, and then eventually recovers to set up a teammate. Nicely done as Minor fouled down low. The bit of the bobble after the ball was deflected in her hands gave time for her to find a cutter. Taylor will come back in for Dean. And a chance for Minor to get on the score sheet. With the junior college route, after her time at John F. Kennedy here in New Orleans. And has the free throw rim out. Moberly Area Community College. And been a part of the rotation for the Cardinals, including last year's conference championship in the regular season. Good rotation and able to make the second. Lamar with the 2-2-1 pressure, and again, no problems caused for the Vikings and Guerrero. The drive baseline leads to a corner three on the other side, and the Rainmaker nearly scraped the roof, and it's a high roof. But Destiny Leo, that's what she does. And she's got 4 trays in the contest. Give her 14 points. 31 the advantage for the gals in green, who are dominating. Denley bouncing it at the feet of Davis, leading to the turnover. The breakout the other way, and an easy 2 again for Purdue. And a timeout called, as it's time, I think, to empty these benches here with 4:23 to go. Again, we didn't expect this, but all credit to Cleveland State, as they will enjoy their trip back home 2-0 in this event. Whereas Beaumont about 4 hours away on Interstate 10, a trip they're used to making, as 3 teams in the Southland Conference right in this general area in southeast Louisiana. University of New Orleans, Southeastern Louisiana University, and Nicholls State University, who is playing in this event. Nicholls Colonels will wrap up the Big Easy Classic with the 10th and final game tonight. And again, all these games available right here on this YouTube channel at Crescent City Sports. Happy to help out, bring this tournament to folks, and hopefully it becomes an annual thing. I can think of worse places I would spend a holiday weekend than the Big Easy, New Orleans, Louisiana. Another big event in sports happening locally, the Bayou Classic, the annual matchup between Grambling State and Southern University. And that's a whole weekend event with Battle of the Bands, parade, you name it, downtown as well. And oh, by the way, the Super Bowl will be played here in February as well. Let's just say we know a little bit about throwing big events in the sports world. We've had women's Final Fours here, men's Final Fours, you name it. Both of these teams would like to be in the women's NCAA tournament and have good chances to do so in their leagues. Davis, again seeing extra attention, now can go one-on-one here against Paulina Hernandez and forget about it. So Hernandez coming off the bench for the first time and having to deal with an excellent post player in Davis. 15 points for Davis. Not enough from other Cardinals today, as Cleveland State is rolling. The 3 ball is partially deflected on the attempt by Ellis. Armani Taylor the other way. For the most part, the Vikings get back well in transition defensively. Taylor going to work, though, draws the foul and almost got the and one. And now she's down on the floor and may have twisted her ankle there, as you see her grabbing at it, and you hate to see that anytime in a ball game, as Taylor's played well off the bench today. That's always a tough deal when you're trying to brace yourself. You go up for a shot, you leave your feet. After the contact, you can't exactly control how you land. And of course, ankles and knees are what you worry about the most in situations like that, as Taylor helped to her feet. And Lamar will bring KJ Walker in as she joins her teammates back in the huddle. And fouled in the act of shooting. You won't see Taylor again today with 3:29 to go. With a score this lopsided, and obviously not able to put weight on the ankle at the moment, so it'll be a chance to step off the bench for Walker to shoot a couple free throws. Product of Fort Worth, Texas. Played at Hill College before joining the Cardinals. And the transfer able to put it up and in. Walker just shooting her second and third free throws of the season, able to make both. Now a chance for the reserves to get some reps in here down the stretch. Plenty of time for it with Gula handling the point. Ellis, and now a catch on the wing for Sarah Hurley, a 6'1" freshman. Fagan still out there, a veteran. Shot clock running down, and you get a reach-in foul between the rings with 5 to shoot. So a chance for Jana Ayesa to check in now. And 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock for the Vikings. Nearly thrown away. Cleveland State able to control it, and they'll get an open 3 ball out of it, and Hurley has it ring out. And boy, the bench wanted that one to go down. The good move by Denley. The floater won't get the roll. Davis fighting for the board and slapped it off of a Viking out of bounds. Went off the leg of Hurley. So after this one, Cleveland State will be back at home for conference play starting early, as they have home games against Northern Kentucky and IU Indy, as it's stolen away on the inbounds, and a chance for the breakout, but a good recovery there to knock it away by Wilson, as Gula looked like she had a clean lane to the bucket. So this an important tune-up for the Vikings going right into conference play. But a couple of home games awaiting them in Cleveland. Lamar comes up with the turnover. Up ahead, Denley. Hanging, gets it to go. And she has a 3-point opportunity for herself. Going at Hernandez there in transition. And we look at Lamar coming up. A non-D1 matchup on Wednesday. So both these teams play again on Wednesday, December 4th. Against St. Thomas, school in the Houston area. And then another non-conference game against ULM on Saturday, December the 7th, before a first league game for the Cardinals on the road. Free throw won't go. Rebound by the Vikings. And that's against UTRGV, so down to South Texas to face a new member of the Southland. Came over from the WAC in the offseason. Ayesha with a defender falling down, able to shoot from the free throw line, misses off back rim though. Good look there for Ayesha, but not able to go down. Now a 3-ball from Lamar, and that hasn't worked much today. Walker with the miss and a tie ball on the rebound. Arrow pointing the way of the Vikings with 1:54 to go. Brene Jones-Grant, a 6'1" freshman, will make her first appearance to play down the stretch for the Vikings. And she'll look to inbound in the backcourt against Cardinal pressure. 3 more games coming up in this event today. Pacific and Houston next in this Bayou bracket of the Big Easy Classic. Jones-Grant to the wing. Gula, one dribble, will throw it to the corner, and the 3-ball grazes the front of the rim, the miss by Ayesha. And a loose ball foul going against Cleveland State with 1:29 to go. So we'll walk to the other end as the Cardinals will shoot free throws. And trying to finish up strong. Lamar on a 6-0 run is all the scoring needed for Cleveland State already taken care of, as they haven't scored in nearly 3 minutes here. Folks in red will not be happy going home, the ones leaving going back to Texas, but a new group of red shirt fans for Houston starting to settle into their seats now. It's the first free throw off target, another coming for Hill. Got 2 points and 4 boards in her 12 minutes of work, and make it 3 points for Talia Hill. Cameron Dill, a 5'8" sophomore, another Beaumont product on the Lamar roster, comes in for the first time. Another chance to shoot a 3, and it's simply not going on the jumper so far off the bench for Iesa. Stolen in the lane, the hustle back by Jones Grant. The 19th turnover forced by the Vikings today. 1 minute to go in this one. Looking down low to Hernandez, but not able to get position. Once again, Gula with the reset. Down to 6 to pull the trigger. She'll drive and get fouled. Got that first step on Denley, who swiped down on the shot attempt and puts her at the line with 44.8 to go. The lead in this one ballooned to as much as 33 for the Vikings. Long time ago, Lamar led 7-4. Segula now with 3 points, her second free throw attempt. Rims out, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Lamar. Gula decides not to use the screen. Probably the last attack of the game coming here from the Vikings, as the shot clock ticks inside single digits now. Gula going to work. Iesa spins and walked with it. Tried to sneak in that extra step to create space. Dill, and now Denley with it. Finally Walker in the corner, a rejection, and talk about leaving her feet. Jones Grant just came into the ball game, and you've seen her hustle in 3 different spots here that are eye-catching, and that's how you earn more playing time. That was a fail to launch on that block, and now fumbled. Lamar fortunate to keep possession. Denley down low. A good pass, and the layup simply wouldn't drop there as we reach the final horn. So congratulations to Cleveland State. What a performance in this event. And today in particular, 79-52 as they dominate and improve to 5-2 on the year and leave with 2 wins in the Big Easy Classic. For Lamar, they'll head back home and regroup, falling to 2-3, and they split their 2 games in this event. Thanks to Matt Merritt for the great work he's doing throughout this tournament. Camera producing, you name it. Jude Young saying so long. Emmanuel Peppers will be along for the next game of this event. Pacific and Houston. I'm Jude Young saying so long for now.